Good day everyone. Today we will be talking about the evolution of operating system. So what is operating system? Operating system is a system software that manages computer hardware, software resources, and provides common services for computer programs. So basically, operating system performs basic tasks like file management, memory management, and process management, including the controlling of peripheral devices like disk drives and printers. So the first operating system that was introduced is called GMOS. It was introduced in early 1950s and was created by General Motors for IBM's machine, the 701. So let's proceed to the first generation that starts in 1940s and ends to early 1950s. So in this generation, electronic computers were created without any operating systems. All programming was done absolute by machine language, and often by wiring up clockboards to control its basic functions. During this generation, electronic computers was used to compute or calculate basic math equations. Vacuum tubes, basic components for memory and circuitry for CPU. These tubes produce a lot of heat and the installations used to fuse frequently. Sir John Ambrose Fleming was known primarily for inventing the first vacuum in 1904. ENIAC, or Electronic Numerical Integrator in Computer, was created to compute the firing tables of the military. John Mackley and John Presper Eckert designed and created the ENIAC. So in the second generation, the first operating system was introduced, and it is called GMOS. It was created by General Motors for IBM's machine, the 701. And in this generation, operating system was called Single Stream Batch Processing System because the data that submitted is in group. GMOS main function was to automatically execute a new program once the one that was being executed had finished. Master Control Program, or MCP. First operating system written in high-level language, and it only runs on the B5000 computer. Fortran and COBOL, commonly used program because they have high-level programming language. So in third generation, it starts in 1965 and ends in 1980. In this generation, integrated circuits and multi-programming was introduced, and in this generation, two types of computers were made. It is the scientific and the commercial computers. And then these characteristics were combined by IBM for their System 360, where System 360 was used in this generation as their operating system. Multi-programming, ability of an operating system to execute more than one program on a single processor machine. DEC introduces the PDP-8 family computer. with 5 operating systems available: the paper tape programming system, DEC tape programming system, 4K disc monitoring system, the PS8 monitoring system, and TSS8 time sharing system. In this generation, the mouse was created. It was invented by Douglas Engelbart and used for translating the motion of the pointer on the display. Multics was an ambitious operating system developed by MIT, Generic Electric, and Bell Labs. It was created for Generic Electric's GE-645 mainframe. The Intel 4004 was developed mainly for use in calculators, cash registers, ATMs, and other simple business systems. Demos Los Alamos ran on the Cray-1 supercomputer and was the first operating system to be based on message passing. Virtual Machine was built with a modular approach. Resource management and user support were split into separate components. CPM, or Control Program Monitor, is a mass-market operating system created in 1974 for Intel 808 85-based microcomputers. Apple II. It allows the display of text and graphics in colors. This machine made personal computers accessible to non-geeks. VisiCalc and WordStar, the first killer apps for the personal computers. These programs would justify your purchase of the computer. The fourth generation that starts in 1980 up to present, we will talk about the operating systems that we are familiar with, like Android OS and iOS and Microsoft and many more. So let's talk about it right now. Microsoft, one of the major factors in the creation of personal computers. Windows operating system was created in 1975 when Paul Allen and Bill Gates had a vision to take personal computing to the next level. MS-DOS allows the user to navigate, open, and otherwise manipulate files on their computer from a command line instead of GUI like Windows. Windows went on to become the largest operating system used in technology today, with releases of Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows XP, and Windows 7, the newest operating system. Linux is a family of open-source Unix-like operating systems based on the Linux kernel, an operating system kernel first released on September 17, 1991. Apple is the other major OS created in the 1980s alongside with Microsoft. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, created Apple Macintosh, which was a huge success due to the fact that it was so user-friendly. Macintosh is the first successful mass-market personal computer to have featured and graphical user interface, built-in screen and mouse. Mosaic Netscape Navigator, and Internet Explorer ushered in the web. Web browser became the killer app for the mid-90s and onwards. iOS. This is one of the commonly used operating system now. Apple's iPhone makes the multi-touch user interface mainstream. Users' interacts models include a virtual keyboard and support for tap, swipe, pinch, and unpinch gestures to zoom and unzoom to support direct, finger-based manipulation of on-screen objects. Devices that uses the iOS: iPhone, iPad, iPad mini, and iPad touch. Android operating system. Google developed a variant of Linux that is targeted to mobile phones. Linux system and its libraries are stripped down of excess baggage. Standard libraries for accessing components such as a GPS, accelerometer, telephony, and other components found on mobile phones are added, and graphical UI framework is put in place. As of May 2017, it has over 2 billion monthly active users, the largest installed base of any operating system.